Hello and welcome to another episode of Refresh Perspective here on Heavenward Thinking. Today we're continuing on in the book of Luke. We're going to be finishing off Luke chapter 17, starting in verse 20, going all the way through the end. So I'll read it and we'll get right into this week's conversation. Once, on being asked by the Pharisees when the kingdom of God would come, Jesus replied, "The coming of the kingdom of God is not something that can be observed, nor will people say, 'Here it is,' or 'There it is,' because the kingdom of God is in your midst." Then he said to his disciples, "The time is coming when you will long to see one of the days of the Son of Man, but you will not see it. People will tell you, 'There he is,' or 'Here he is.' Do not go running off after them. For the Son of Man in his day will be like the lightning which flashes and lights up the sky from one end to the other. But first you must suffer many things and be rejected by this generation. Just as it was in the days of Noah, so also will it be in the days of the Son of Man. People were eating, drinking, marrying, and being given in marriage up to the day Noah entered the ark. Then the flood came and destroyed them all. It was the same in the days of Lot. People were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But the day Lot left Sodom, fire and sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. It will be just like this on the day the Son of Man is revealed. On that day, no one who is on the housetop with possessions inside should go down to get them. Likewise, no one in the field should go back for anything. Remember Lot's wife. Whoever tries to keep their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life will preserve it. I tell you, on that night, two people will be in one bed. One will be taken and the other left. Two women will be grinding grain together. One will be taken, and the other left. Where, Lord? They asked. He replied, Where there is a dead body, there the vultures will gather. As we look at this section here about the coming of the kingdom of God, what can we see with a fresh perspective?
Well, I don't know that there's really anything with a fresh perspective. Maybe a reminding perspective that might be fresh in nature. This section, a lot of words, super simple, right? Jesus is going to come back. He's going to bring the kingdom back with him to establish it. And nobody's going to know when he does it. It's just going to happen suddenly. And you and I are required to be ready for that.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen throughout the book of Luke. We saw it in chapter 12 especially, when Jesus is telling the crowd, his disciples, he's telling them that they have to be ready and to be dressed ready for service, and that they have to be waiting as if someone's coming back from a wedding banquet to serve their master. And again, we see that kind of in this section here, that he is going to come back, and people aren't going to have all this great warning. It's not going to be this, oh yeah, he's going to come back on this day and at this time, please be ready. Jesus is going to come back, and we have to be ready all the time, which again, as Christians, it should really emphasize and stress the need for us to be on mission all the time, that we have to be focused as Christians and to be ready for Jesus, to tell as many people about Jesus as possible, to be living our lives in a holy and set apart way, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow, and we have to be ready. Also, we have to be on the watch for deception, because he addresses that here, that people are going to be deceitfully trying to say, here Jesus is, and here he is, and that's not how it's going to be. Instead, it's going to be like lightning that flashes and lights up the sky from one end to the other. What can we do with this? How can we be ready for the kingdom of God?
Well, I think the key is to live a life that isn't in the thinking of, well, I have until the very end, right? Like, Jesus isn't going to want me to not be in heaven, so he's going to make it so that at the very end I can do whatever I want my whole life, and at the very end I'm going to be okay. Like, and we should be living a lifestyle of Christianity, a lifestyle of Jesus, so that we are ready to go. He reminds, the interesting part about this whole thing is he reminds in several different ways, you don't get to look back and go get the things, right? To me, that you're not going to get a chance to go back and fix all of this. If you're not ready to go when Jesus comes, you're going to have a big problem. You're going to miss out. You're going to be like the woman who's left. One woman is taken. The other woman is left behind.
Yeah, and I love how he gives the examples, not only of what it's going to be like in the future, but what it was like in the past. That before the flood came and destroyed everyone, people were just eating and drinking, marrying and being given marriage up to the day that Noah entered the ark. They didn't heed the warnings that God was going to destroy the world. They didn't get on the ark, and so there was no second chance for them. They were just completely destroyed. Same thing with Lot. Fire and sulfur rained down on while people were just eating and drinking, buying, selling, planting, and building. People were going about their lives not giving any care to the fact that they were just about to be completely destroyed. And that's the same way Jesus says it's going to be when he comes back. The people are going to be completely heedless of the fact that destruction is coming, that they need to make this choice now, not tomorrow, not later today. They need to make a choice now to live for him. Like you said, this whole thing is you can't go back. There is no going back. You have to choose Jesus now, and you have to be living for him now. You're not guaranteed a future. If we know that Jesus could come back at any time, that the kingdom of God can be coming at any moment, well, then we better be ready for it, because that is a message that Jesus emphasizes time and time and time again throughout the Gospels, and certainly here in the book of Luke.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of this, Jesus warns, hey, there's going to be people who say, hey, Jesus is over here, Jesus is over there. I think we see that not just the physical Jesus, but the things of Jesus. Hey, this is where Jesus is. This is where Jesus is. And we're running from one to the next. We see that a lot in churches today. People going from one church to the next, trying to find Jesus, right? And Jesus said, like, don't go chasing after that stuff. It's super important. When Jesus comes, he's going to make himself very well known. But he also, in our lives on a day-to-day basis, if we're seeking him and trying to find him, he's going to make it so that we know where he is. Which is, by the way, what the question that the disciples asked was, where? Like, where does all this happen? Where are you going to be? Jesus just makes it clear. You're not going to miss out if you're paying attention.
And that seems to be the warning that Jesus is giving all throughout the book of Luke here, is that if you are seeking after me, if you follow me, then you're not going to miss out. If you're prepared, you're ready, you're to serve me at all times, then you're not going to miss out. But if you aren't ready, if you're just going about your life completely heedless of the mission and failing to be aware and alert, then you're going to miss out. And so as Christians, this is a good challenge for us to be ready ourselves, and then to get other people ready and encourage them to follow Jesus before it's too late. Because again, we don't know when it's happening. We just know that it is happening, that Jesus is going to come back and he's going to bring back the kingdom of God. Well, I hope that you've been encouraged and challenged by us, and that you'll join us next time for another episode of A Fresh Perspective here on Heavenward Thinking.